Few minutes late. This should be going out to YouTube and Facebook. I got some music in the meantime. Hold on. While I open the chats up. Song rocks, doesn't it? I'm not gonna, it's like 6 minutes long, but I played this song before. It's actually called Reptilian Overlords by a band called the Casanovas. I think they wrote it for me. Uh-oh, YouTube detected copyright. It's alright. That's fine. I just like to play music for like the first 2 minutes or so. So, yeah, welcome everyone. I was a few minutes late for the stream. Missing mods here. Okay, this is on Facebook. Hey, DH1977, I got something for you. It's actually, well, it isn't why I was late a few minutes. I was pulling up other things, but you had asked me about something before. That is the band Skeksis design that Jim Henson was not allowed to put in the Dark Crystal. You notice the brow on his head and the brow over his eyes? That was the original design of the Skeksis. And Henson was told he could not put that in the movie. So remember when I showed you in the show, we got the one that kind of has the thing that goes up on his head? And you drew one like that for me. You know what I'm talking, the little... And I said that I think this crown on their head, or the crest actually, has something to do with electromagnetic fields. Because they do rule the occult. So we're going to talk about some more things about reptilian shapeshifting. You know, I told you, look, you got 3 streams in a row from me today. I didn't make any other videos. I re-uploaded the Han Purple video because... that is one of the best lectures I ever did. That video is 22 minutes long, and you could tell I put a lot of effort into that video because I wasn't a full-time YouTuber then. I was still painting houses and doing stuff on the side. I wasn't even like a full-time content creator. I made that video, and it started getting views on YouTube, and then I started making more videos about reptilians, and then it went from there. However, over the years, since I made this video... well, no, I mean, honestly, I think this theory about Han Purple is worth a book just in itself. And I need to get this published so I can take credit for the theory. 2, I've got academic links to prove my theory with Han Purple by actual physicists who have been experimenting with Han Purple. And not only that, some of the ingredients in Han Purple are the ingredients needed to make superconductors. Barium and copper, specifically. This is Nile Red. This is a YouTube channel I like. But yeah, the main ingredients in superconductors is barium nitrate. You know what else barium's in? It's in chemtrails. Now, that I don't think that has anything to do with the... Yeah, it's... So he made superconductors on this show. He's a chemist. And he had to use barium and copper in order to be able to do it. And superconductors don't get their superconductive properties until the temperature goes below freezing, which is when Han Purple gets its characteristics to eliminate an entire dimension. Yeah, so some of the links for that chapter in my book, yeah, they're going right to physics links. Here, this is the ingredients for superconductors. Yttrium oxide, copper nitrate, barium nitrate, and citric acid. These chemicals are combined, and then this stuff comes out of the process. This right here, this stuff is then formulated into a puck, like a magnet. You got to heat it. It then looks like a magnet. Then it becomes a superconductor. Now he puts it on dry ice to get the temperature down, but this is what a superconductor is.
And I honestly can't say how relieved I was to see this.
And these are two of the main ingredients in Han Purple. So I'm not going to go over the whole lecture about Han Purple, but I did find an article that I didn't use in the first video that was written 2 years ago. I first made this theory up about 2015. Wow, yeah, 7 years ago. That's, So, we have some more news that have come out about, Han Purple. First of all, starting in China. You know you never get good information coming out of China, right? Hold on. Search for this. I just had the article pulled up. Well, it might be on the next page. China, hold on. All right, might be on this page. I was looking at other articles on here. China has just found more tombs that they call the Royal Han tombs. And alright, they wrote some more articles today. I lost the page number, no big deal. Here it is. Archaeological treasure trove. 21 Han tombs unearthed in China. Yeah, so archaeologists, now, if you've seen the video, the terracotta warriors from China are all covered in Han Purple. It's found all over these ancient tombs. What else was found in the tombs is rivers of liquid mercury. And China will not allow anyone to go inside the emperor's tombs. They say it's because the mercury is harmful, but that's a bunch of BS. They can pump the mercury out of it. You're going to tell me these people ain't going to go tomb raiding over some mercury? They can get the mercury out of the tombs if they want it, but they don't know why the mercury was in there. And then we have the infamous terracotta warriors who were
China's
all covered in
first
Han
emperor
Purple.
died some 2003.
And the interesting thing about the Han Purple being on all these terracotta warriors is all the terracotta warriors look different. All their faces are different. China says they were carved that way. It looks like they were real at one time, and then magically they turned to stone. Does that sound kind of familiar? A reptilian turning humans to stone? Isn't that the myth of the Gorgons out of Greece? And Medusa, with the head of snakes, being able to turn men into quote-unquote stone? Yeah. And the Qin Emperor, the first tomb of the Qin Emperor. Now, it is a fact that Chinese emperors believe that they are descended from the bloodlines of dragons. What does that mean? Well, what it actually means, I thought I had that pulled up. No, alright, I'll have to pull it back up. Yeah, Alpha Draconis. Dragon is the Thuban star system. Thuban, which means snake in, I believe it's Aramaic, or Alpha Draconis, or Draconis, the northern constellation of Draco. So when they say they are a descendant from the bloodlines of dragons, they are talking about the Alpha Draconian star system. Sorry, flat earthers. Hey, flat earthers, you know about my theory since you came to this channel. So, yeah, the Alpha Draconian star system, which is a binary star system, in which they originally come from. The constellation is a dragon. It's a thumbnail in the video I put up earlier. There's another thumbnail in there, the Alpha Draco star system. Here you go. This one's kind of small, but I can blow it up. But this is what it looks like in the night sky. It looks like a dragon. Yeah. That's where Draco comes from, the word, or Thuban, the snake. So, when they say they're descended from the bloodlines of dragons, is that a metaphor? Yes, Chinese emperors believe they're descended from the bloodlines of dragons. I don't know if Xi Jinping believes that. I mean, he's the head of the CCP now. He's not really an emperor, but you get the idea. So they found 21 more of these tombs. But the thing is, all right, this comes from a Chinese website. China does not give out good information about anything, even ancient archaeology. I can't read Chinese, but I can translate that to English. Hold on. This page couldn't be translated. What do you mean? I thought Google had auto-translate. Translate to English. English, translate. Alright. Oh well. Can't be translated. Oh well. Anyone read Chinese? It actually is translated. It's translated in this article. They translated it. So, but the interesting thing is these are called Royal Han tombs. And Han, yeah, is a big word in China. You have the Han dynasty. I'm starting to think that's probably based off Han Purple. And I've been able to track down the actual academic papers because they're going to be what I use for the sources in my book, is the actual peer-reviewed scientific physics journals on Han Purple. So anyone trying to dispute this theory, we could have a physics discussion. It is well known that the properties of Han Purple do what they do. They do eliminate a dimension. In fact, some scientists are saying they're baffled about its properties. Like, we don't know what this could be used for. Yeah. Anyway, there is this article about Han Purple, which I found interesting. This came out May 27, 2021. Han Purple, an ancient paint from China, baffling physicists. Really, why is it baffling physicists? I mean, it would have appeared as magic to these people if they would have witnessed this thousands of years ago. You know, turning the terracotta warriors into stone would have been viewed as magic, right? Any science that isn't understood could be written off as magic, right? In fact, I put that quote in the beginning of the Han Purple video. So, but this article is pretty interesting because I'm going to read this in a second. So yeah, we got some people show up to the chat here. Yeah, now Mercury, when Mercury, the temperature is lowered, it gets some unique properties also. The Nazis experimented with Mercury for anti-gravity properties and stuff like that. Mercury is definitely an interesting element. Now, I don't know if you know too much about Mercury. When Mercury is first mined, it's not actually in liquid form. It's called cinnabar when it's mined in the raw form. And then cinnabar is converted into liquid mercury. But yes, it is a metal that has the characteristics of liquid. And the only thing that we really use mercury for is thermometers, and they use it in switches for electronics, like and stuff like that. We use it for kind of like how we don't use gold in a lot of electronics like we're supposed to, because it's a great superconductor, but but we use gold more for like jewelry, and it just gets made in the bars and stuffed in the vaults, right? When gold actually has better properties in technology, but they can't let us do that now. But they do use gold in electronics. Any smartphone or computer I open up, the connectors are all made out of gold. You ever wonder why? Because they can't get around not using it. So they use gold in limited amounts in electronics. You could actually strip all the gold out of old electronics. There's YouTube channels that do it. You can melt the gold and electronics down and extract the gold from it. Yeah, there's gold in your smartphone. Don't know if you knew that. So, if you're going to watch this stream and you haven't watched my Han Purple, or you're not familiar with the lecture, I just suggest watching it after the stream. It's a 22-minute video. I go over a lot in that video. So really what I want to show people is like some new stuff here. And some of the things that are backing up my theories, like these physics review journals. Yeah, we're at the real, these are real academic sites. Revealing three-dimensional quantum criticality by substitution in Han Purple. Three-dimensional quantum criticality. Wow. Sounds smart. So, we got some other ones. The sparsely resolved characterization of Egyptian blue Han Purple and Han Purple by photo-induced luminescence digital imaging. And another paper that doesn't exist anymore that actually came out of Japan. And that was the characteristics of Han Purple and its ability to knock out a dimension. Now, this was at Stanford News, stanford.edu. They had the article here, and now it's gone. The page of request, it no longer exists. Wow, I wonder why. Because that link, where did I get that link from? The one from Japan. It doesn't matter. They still know for a fact it does what it, Han Purple, how it knocks out a dimension is interesting. Here, I'll read this first and then I'll try to explain this. Experts have been working on the secrets behind recreating the legendary purple paint that was used long ago in China, one that has futuristic and mysterious properties. Yeah, futuristic. I don't get that. They were using it in ancient times. How's it futuristic properties? Physicists are still baffled by its... All right, I read that wrong. Physicists are still baffled... Oh, they wrote it wrong. By its capabilities. It has been impossible to recreate exactly, and you still can't order it at Lowe's if you wanted to paint a room in your house Han Purple, or paint your whole house the color, which would certainly make you stand out. Han Purple is made of silica, barium, and copper. Silica is one of the most abundant elements on Earth. It's what sand is made out of. And it's also the precursor to make glass. If you heat silica up, you get glass. And the way the Han Purple is made is kind of like the way glass is made. These elements are mixed together and heated. They do know that silica, copper, and barium are in the recipe. And as I said, copper and barium are two of the elements in superconductors. And that gives you anti-gravitational properties. That's what a superconductor does. They're probably experimenting with superconductors at Lockheed Martin, Area 51. All the big propulsion companies, they know what superconductors are. They experiment with them. They make them. Which shows up only in infrared sensors, hardly visible to the naked eye, like black light-sensitive surfaces. What was the purpose of going through the trouble to do that? If you Google Han Purple and hex numbers come up, the 6-digit combination of letters and number that specifies a color. The color seems to be a dark blue. It's, yeah, well, they call it purple. Purple is just a mixture of red and blue mixed together. That's basic color theory in art, okay? It's called Han purple and is only of 3 man-made or synthetic colors of purple or blue from the ancient world. There is Maya blue, according to around 800 AD, that was made from indigo and clay heated to a high temperature, and Egyptian blue, which was used throughout the Mediterranean and near the Middle East. The Egyptian blue was used from about 3500 BC to the end of the Roman Empire. Now, they might talk about Tyrian purple in here, but Tyrian purple is made from sea snails. And those are found in the Mediterranean, around Macedonia and all that. That is an actual garment dye that, okay, here it goes. They talk about Tyrian. I'm getting ahead of myself. The process to make Han purple is connected closely to glass making and may be a byproduct. Unlike Tyrian purple from about 1500 BC, which is made from plants or animals and is an organic compound, the special Han purple is made by grinding up raw materials in very carefully measured amounts, and then the artificial pigment is heated to very high temperatures. Quantum physicists from around the world are studying the miracle properties of superconductivity it seems Han purple has. Silica has vital in manufacturing chips for computers, and now new batteries made of silica are replacing toxic lithium. Not in the electric cars, though. They're still using lithium in the electric. And silica is used to make computer chips. There is a synergy that few other minerals have. I think silica works as a ground. It's a neutral kind of. That's what I think. I'm not exactly a physicist, but that's what I'm guessing. Han purple was used on terracotta warriors, walls, furniture, metals, and other applications, but for some reason vanished around 220 AD. It had appeared in China for several hundred years. And what was it doing on the terracotta warriors? Like, why would you carve all them warriors and just paint them with Han purple? What was going on there? What was the river of Mercury for in the Dragon Temple in China, right? It was not until 1992 that the recipe was recreated successfully. And that was the 1992 academic journal. I actually have it bookmarked on my old PC in a bookmark because I found it. It was written by a woman, and that's also going in my book as one of the sources, the original academic journal, for when it was rediscovered, at least in part. A news report on io9.com, that's where I got the original story from, was io9, said research found amazing abilities of the paint. For example, it could emit powerful rays of light in the near-infrared spectrum. Even stranger, it was able to collapse 3 dimensions down to 2. Did you just hear that? Even stranger, it was able to collapse 3 dimensions down to 2. Under certain conditions. I'm trying to figure out how that works. We will find out soon. The barrier made the glass shinier and cloudy, while researchers think the alchemists of the time were trying to synthesize white jade. The fluorescent properties are not only surprise. The Los Alamos National Laboratory, yeah, you know what they work on. They work on our UFOs. And the Institute for Solid State Physics, University of Tokyo, reported that when Han purple is exposed to extreme cold and a high magnetic field, the chemical structure of the pigment enters a new state called quantum critical point, in which 3-dimension material loses a dimension. Hence, 3-dimensional terracotta warriors that were human would then turn into stone. How can paint make something lose a dimension? That is some freaky paint. The researchers into dimensionality say the tiling of the substance makes light be driven to 2 dimensions by hitting them unevenly. And Yeah, they kind of go. One day you can paint your house with something like Han Purple. But they have unlocked its secrets, but in my opinion, we'll never figure it out. The Chinese had extraordinary technologies that they developed first. And in the case of Han Purple, it is the best. Yeah, and then this all you get is these articles on the internet talking about it. This is from a company called Mecha Painting. Yeah, from a paint company. They probably got asked to make it. Can you make us some Han Purple? We heard about it on Kinney's channel. We're trying to go to the fourth dimension. So there's obviously some other stuff with Han Purple that has physicists baffled, especially the ones in China. They know what it was used for. They don't want to tell people. And the theory is that Alpha Draconian reptilians exist on the fourth dimension, and they have the ability to come down to this dimension in human form. There's also something going on with that with Chronos and time, but I'm not going to talk about that too much because that deals with how much time they spend in the fourth dimension as opposed to being on Earth and what the time difference is. Maybe that's why they're called immortal gods. They could spend 1,000 years on Earth and it's only 10 minutes in their dimension. And if that's the case, that would explain why they live so long on Earth. Then we get this story that came out. This is after I did the original video. Liquid mercury found under Mexican pyramid could lead to King's tomb. Yeah. Now they have finally admitted that there are rivers of liquid mercury under the tomb of Quetzalcoatl, the plumed serpent. So I mean, you're getting some good insight into one of the chapters of my book right now. That is absolutely based on real science, from what I can get from real science, because they're not omitting the truth about. I'll bet you, you go to Los Alamos and Area 51, they're probably laughing, watching my videos, being like, Kinney knows what he's talking about, but we're not going to admit he's right. We're never going to admit that you can go from the fourth dimension to the third dimension with Han Purple. So it seems that these temples they built with the rivers of liquid mercury, I'm assuming they would need a human sacrifice to get DNA to take that human form. I explained that all in the video, how they do that. Now, someone had asked me when they do this and they come into our dimension, can you shake their hands? Are they living, breathing humans? Yes, they are. The only reason I know that is from the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, Tablet 8, the Key of Mysteries. The only way they could be discovered was by magic, by making them say the word Kinninigan, to have them lose their reptilian form. Where's the quote? Only through blood could they have foreign being. Only through man could they live in this world. And talks about magic in here too. Blood magic. It's blood magic specifically that does it. Not just regular magic, blood magic. And formless for day of another vibration. I think that's a direct reference to the fourth dimension. Existing unseen, needing blood to materialize. Hidden in spaces and planes unknown to man. Yeah, that's another dimension. So, by coming here and infecting humans, they kind of spread like a virus, like a parasitic. That's what they are. They're parasites. This is how parasites operate. They didn't take over Atlantis through force. They deceived them by shapeshifting and making themselves appear like Atlanteans. While some of the Atlanteans delved into black magic, and that's how they were killed by the Alpha Draconians. So once a year, they used to make the people of Atlantis say the name Kinninigan to prove they were human, or if they shifted into a reptilian, they were beheaded. That's all I'm saying about that. Don't tell me, oh, we should do that in government. Don't even go on about that. That's all I need. I don't need the Secret Service knocking at my door saying, "Can you tell me we got to behead everyone?" No, don't even go there. None of these people in Washington are puppets. They're not. Some of them are. Yeah, I'm not even going there. So anyway, the good thing is we definitely got some links, some really good links to put in the book, physics links. I mean, they're experimenting with this stuff. And if we got peer-reviewed physics journals about it, there is no doubt that they're experimenting with what Han Purple really does and its ability to, quote-unquote, eliminate a dimension. Because it's theorized that, they are fourth dimension. They come from the fourth dimension. They can appear in the third dimension, but they need to do it through... Well, I'm not going to go over the whole Emerald Tablets, but what I am going to do is re-upload the Emerald Tablets. They're like 2.5 hours long. So, yeah, it's going to... Now, in the video here, because I had... Oh, what was this? About the rivers of Mercury. Here we go. I want to show the Han Purple tomb here.
I showed you with the terracotta warriors.
I'm talking in the video. This is me from
third dimension to the second dimension.
Explain how this works a little
what
bit.
What they're using it for is to go from the fourth dimension to the third dimension. How this could be achieved is the creature, the reptilian, in their reality, are probably using Han Purple, maybe covering themselves with a robe or type of garment, or maybe even a suit. They're probably standing within a circle of liquid mercury being spun to create the electromagnetic field, which then gives you the esoteric properties of Han Purple.
Now, I want to defend myself here, and I will in the book. I'm not a physicist. So my theory on how they actually do it is something... I'm a layman coming up with this theory, okay? But I talked to a physicist over the years. He was a colleague of mine. And he kind of agrees with what I was saying, but how they got the Mercury to actually spin around in the temples and move really, because Mercury only gets the properties, I don't know. But they're also not showing what's really inside the temples, like where the emperors are buried in China. They hide it. And now, where they found the, not that one, where they found the liquid mercury under the king's tomb in Mexico, guess what? You can't go down there. Why? Because they say it's full of mercury and it might make us sick, which is actually true. But, oh, look at this. Anyone remember the movie Alien versus Predator, when Alien comes into Antarctica and fights... Predator comes to Antarctica and fights the Predators under the ice? And that's what the temple looked like. But these temples, these step temples, in my opinion, they're bad reproductions of the temples of Giza, the pyramids of Giza that were actually built by the Atlanteans. These are copies. Why? Because they wanted to replace themselves as gods. That's what Alpha Draconians do. They want you to make you think that they're their gods. I've got books behind me to prove that. I also got books back there in the occult with a lot of serpent symbolism in them. I got to show them in the stream one night. We're going to pull out the library books, and that'll be a fun stream. But like I said, it's always fun to find that the theories I have are holding up, especially in academic circles now. I would love to have a chat with a physicist working on Han Purple. You know, just take them out for coffee or something. Just have a chat with them off the record. Be like, look, here's my theory about what's going on. And they might look at me and say, you know what, you're not that crazy, because we've seen some weird shit in the lab. Like, we got a mouse that turned to stone, and we don't know. We covered a mouse in Han Purple, and now it's a rock. Like, I don't know. Like, crazy, right? I mean, as crazy as that sounds, because for years... I've known about the mystery of the terracotta warriors, but they could never explain Like, why? Why did they cover all the terracotta warriors in... Yeah, look at them. They're all covered in Han purple. This is all you can see. This is covered up. I know that they've taken some of the terracotta warriors and they went around the world like on display. But where the actual tomb is and where it goes back to where the Mercury is and where the Dragon Emperor is buried, it's off limits. China has a lot of ancient sites in their country, especially with the CCP taking over, that they don't allow access anymore. Any information coming out of China, even in academic circles, is highly censored, highly regulated. It's the way the CCP thinks. They think of themselves as living gods, and there can't be anything better than the CCP. You're not even allowed to criticize the CCP unless you're a god yourself. Did you know that? Yeah, these people are nuts. So anyway, let me Christine, I'm smoking Cheyenne Wild Cherry, $2 a pack. I went out and bought some cigars. Why? Because I'm not joking. I did. I bought some Swisher Sweets. I actually thought about Christine when I did that. I was like, one of my mods smokes cigars. I tried one. They're all right. A lot of people use these to roll blunts, but I figured I'd try one. So you got cigarellos? Is that what you got? These were like $3 a pack. These are Swisher Sweets. She probably has the cigarellos. This is a little mini cigar. And they're not bad. They're not too bad. I figured I'd trick myself into thinking I'm smoking weed. So I don't have weed right now. Yeah, so if you could support the channel. It hasn't been easy for me for the past 2 weeks. And I'm trying to get out of debt. Why do you think I'm streaming 3 days in a row? And I'm going to keep streaming. I might not be able to stream Wednesday night because I have a meeting with the organization I'm with, and the following Wednesday, but tomorrow night should be fine. Wednesday might be the only night that I'm not able to stream because we have our meetings at nighttime, but not a big deal. I'm going to give you 4 live streams in a row for 4 nights. Yeah, did you hear that? 4 days in a row because I need to build this channel up. So far, let's see where we're at. Sub-wise, 162 subs. I'm hitting all the achievements, 1,000 views in 2 days. Look, YouTube's all happy with me. Yeah, you hit 1,000 views. Yeah, until they start sandbagging my channel. Shh, not tell them yet. Yeah, until they start. Then I'll be lucky to get 15 subs a month. Yeah. So, and Anunnaki Bro, is he in here? He told me he had... Did any of you guys that are subbed to me get alerts for this stream? He told me he got an alert yesterday, which is really cool because people used to tell me I didn't even know you were live because I didn't get an alert or anything. So let's see who's over it. Okay, I'm over at Facebook. Han Purple, yeah, William Long. Red Mercury. Red Mercury is something else. I'm not talking about Red Mercury on this stream. That's something that Aleister Crowley invented. It's one of his sex magic concoctions. There's no mercury in it. He just calls it red mercury. One of the main ingredients is blood. That's all I'm going to tell you. And what the other ingredients, you don't want to know. But no, that's not red mercury. Yeah, okay, used to power drives in anti-gravity craft such as TR-3B and TR-6 Telos. Yeah. Well, the superconductors are, yeah. But the thing is, they have to be brought down to a very extremely cold temperature to get their superconductive properties. And mercury does that when it's spun really fast and it starts to get anti-gravitational properties. So the fact that they found rivers of liquid mercury in the temples associated with the reptilian gods is, and Han purple, not yet, they found Han purple and mercury. And obviously in the emerald tablets, they said they need blood to take human form. That's where I got Han purple, mercury, and blood. some of the, and it's, as far as I know, one of the few working theories on how this could actually be achieved, how they actually come down to our dimension. So spin 2 ways, you got a UFO. Adrian, did you have a wrench before? Do you want one? I'll give you one. Oh well. We're going to have all mods on the stream. And anyone else, yeah, Lynn, I gave you a mod wrench. And just so people know, I don't ignore people on Facebook, but like during the day today, I was pulling up all these articles and doing a lot of reading just for the stream, and you know, obviously for my book too. I'm working on that during the day, so I'm always multitasking. So it isn't that I ignore people, and then in between that, I'm making videos. So obviously, this is pretty much the basis of, you know, all the research that's going in that chapter for how they shapeshift. And blood magic will be in another chapter on the occult. I'm not just going to bash the occult in that chapter. I'm going to explain how they actually rule it and how the occult works with electromagnetics and all that. And why it makes sense that an avian creature would be ruling the occult. We know that birds are very in tune to electromagnetic fields. That's how they fly south in the winter. Alright, I'm reading the comments here. You got my notifications now. Alright, cool. So they're not sandbagging my channel yet. Yet. I said yet. Then when I hit 1,000 subs, I'll reapply for monetization. Because that's the other thing I lost. I lost all my channel memberships. I lost some Patreons. So not doing too good financially. So if anyone could help out and support the channel, I'd appreciate it. I'm trying to think of maybe some things I could do over at Patreon. Some Patreon only videos. Maybe some videos I don't want to put back on YouTube. I'm going to upload to like Patreon. We'll see. Because there's some things that I probably shouldn't re-upload to YouTube. But I still want people to see them. Now strangely, one of the lectures I think I can re-upload back to YouTube and I won't get in trouble is my Aleister Crowley lecture on sex magic and Thelema. Why? Because they love Aleister Crowley. They've never given me a strike for talking about sex magic. As crazy as that may sound. My Aleister Crowley lecture was on YouTube. It was monetized at one time. Because they all love Aleister Crowley. And I did a damn good lecture on him. So I might re-upload that one. But that's because a lot of these freaks in social media and all that, they worship Aleister Crowley like a god. So that's why they're all fascinated with him. Okay, Adrian, thank you so much. That helped. Adrian, I just got a PayPal alert. Thank you. That's so awesome. And like I said, anything helps. I don't have a lot to offer, but I do have wisdom, right? And I'm giving you some of the best working theories out there on reptilians. I just don't run videos where, you know, we can listen to accounts of people, you know what I'm saying. You've heard the other reptilian people out there. I'm not knocking them, but I'm just saying I was on a mission for the past decade to find out the truth, and we'll see what I found out. That's all, you know. And because I plan to do the... Yeah, I said the perfect time of year for a Kickstarter is going to be April. Because when spring comes around, people get in a better mood. Right? Spring comes, everyone gets in a better mood. And people are more, kind of. We get longer days, the sun shines more. And springtime's always a good time. And I believe that's a good time to do the Kickstarter. If this company accepts me, they still got to accept me. They might not even want to deal with me in my book. Like, you got to find that's just a little too crazy for us. Or maybe not. Because I know there's a publisher out there that would love to publish this information. Because they might realize the potential of this. And not only that, but we're putting out original drawings of what we believe Alpha Draconians really look like. You've seen some of them. I've been showing you some of the pics the illustrator's working on. And this is just one of the chapters. I got a few to explain them. How they shapeshift, why they invaded Atlantis, how they rule over humans with social engineering. Well, that one's not too hard to figure out. However, the social engineering thing is the thing I can't talk about on YouTube right now. There are channels out there saying that they're getting strikes for talking about the Great Reset. Did you see Donald Trump's got a new 2024 ad campaign. I'm not playing it on my channel. And guess what? He's attacking Klaus Schwab and the WEF and the Great Reset in his new campaign video. I'm like, uh-oh. Oh, they're really going to love Donald Trump now. He's going after the WEF. Oh, man. So listen, we need to stay away from politics. The whole point of this channel now, we're on the goal to get the book published, right? That's the main goal right now. And, yeah, I think I covered, here's that article about the tombs in China, if you're interested. Although China's not going to tell you the truth. They're not going to let you know what's really in these tombs. But they're called the Royal Han Tombs, though. Isn't that interesting? I wonder why. They find more Han purple? And then we have the Han Dynasty from China. I'm wondering, yeah, interesting name. So remember, Han purple is not a paint. It's not something you can go to the paint store and buy. It's something that's actually made through an alchemical process with barium, silica, and copper. And one of the main ingredients in chemtrails is barium. Anyone know that? They've tested chemtrails. Independent researchers have tested chemtrails, and it comes up with high levels of barium. Interesting, right? Ancient Chinese secret. Yeah, they probably don't even... Yeah. It's not just a Chinese secret. It's a global secret. Because now there's rivers of liquid mercury in the Aztec temples. Gee, how'd that happen? Now, the only place they haven't found mercury is under the Great Pyramid of Giza. But they have found channels of water. They didn't use mercury for their stargates. They used water. And orgone technology. There was it Steve Meller and Chris Dunn? Was it Chris Dunn? The Pyramid Giza complex. He did a whole lecture on how it was a machine that produced pure hydrocarbon to eventually, open a Stargate. So if you watch Stargate and Stargate SG-1, you'll know a lot about that theory right there alone. And not really too much more to talk about with it, right? I mean, but I like playing. Here, I'll let you see the best shapeshift out there again. Yeah, not only do we got theories, we got the best. We got real reptilians.
Coded through the DNA, which works a lot.
Which you'll see right here appear. That is a real Alpha Draconian reptilian shapeshifting. Not what that shill put out on YouTube saying Kinney shapeshifting, where he put Adobe After Effects on the video. I'm not shifting now, am I? No. That is a reptilian shapeshift. And you haven't seen anyone if you see anyone on a YouTube video doing that, you let me know. You send me the video. No, that's an Alpha Draconian shape-shifting. And he lost his. Now, it could still be an Alpha Draconian coming down to the third dimension from the fourth dimension, but the point is they're here. And I'm thinking that these rivers of liquid mercury and stuff, I'm wondering if mercury has been found in Babylon in the ziggurat temples. It may have. I don't know. It could be covered up. I haven't heard anything. I've been searching for it. The information about they could barely find the ziggurats anymore. And then you got to remember, it's Iraq, and look what happened to Babylon. Look what happened to Iraq. It got blown to shit after 9/11 and all the wars over there. Oh, Operation Iraqi Freedom in 1991. I remember that when I was a teenager. We attacked Iraq. And the whole time it was theorized they were going over there. The first war started because they found a Stargate. And they wanted to steal artifacts from Babylon. So that was and of course, cover up our real history, our real reptilian history. That's why Babylon is a war zone right now. And anywhere that you need to go to verify this information, you can't do it. You're not going to travel to China and go tour the Emperor's tomb. You can't even go to China as a Westerner without having a CCP asset follow you the whole time. They spy on you in the hotel room. They tap your phone while you're there. That's how paranoid China is. They spy on everyone. That's what tyrants do. Yeah, so you can't even go to these ancient sites and go check them out. Shea Blood of Fun. I see you reading my comments, Kin? Oh. I don't have my glasses on. Hold on. Wait. It's hard for me to. This monitor's a few feet away from me, so. Interstate Brothers shift. That could have been. Could be an occultist. If you saw him shift, it could be. I'll do listen. Maybe tomorrow night we'll talk about liquid crystal polarization. The zebra anomalies that happen to people that practice the occult. I could talk about that tomorrow. But, yeah. The reptilian head up there. There we go. Yeah, so, yeah, that's a better view right there. That's a kind of distorted because, yeah, it is shifting, but as the shift happens, you can see right through his head, which is impossible the way we view light in the visual spectrum. The eyes are all set, kind of like an octopus on the side of the head. I'm thinking this might be the crest forming here, like I showed on the other, where was that at? When I showed the Skeksis head. Yeah, this was the original design of the Skeksis. And then Henson was told he couldn't use that because of the crest on the head. And then you got something really interesting, which is with the color purple itself. In the occult, in magic, double letters cancel each other out. So I explained this in the video. You got purple. So when you take the double P's out of purple, you're left with two words. This is a city in ancient Babylon. And L-E, which is L backwards. L is also Enlil, and also the planet Saturn. Enlil is represented by the planet Saturn. And the planet Saturn is ultimately the Antichrist. And it's theorized the Antichrist will be an androgynous reptilian shapeshifter who will deceive the world. And he will do this because humans are going to eventually revolt against the Illuminati. Yeah, this is the end times. This is what's in the... Babylon has fallen. That's in the book of Revelation. We need to do a stream about Revelations, don't we? Babylon has fallen. Yeah, that's when we all get to cheer and Jesus comes back and 1,000 years of peace, right? So, are we ushering in the Antichrist right now? I don't know. That's another discussion altogether. I don't get into doom porn. You guys know that. I am not a... If you're here for doom porn, you need to go somewhere else. You know what happens with doom porn? Dates come and go and nothing happens. They'll predict something. Yeah, what happened? No nuke went off. Nothing blew up. You know. I had the date wrong. You know. No, I don't get into that. I'm working... I'll work on how the reptilians shapeshift and operate. It's a little more easier than... I can't mention that word on here, Missing Mod. They're going nuts about that word right now. That letter. I'm sorry, yeah, that letter. Yeah, I can't. So, I'm not going to mention. No reason to. No, you don't have to. Don't apologize. Don't worry. They're just freaking out about it right now. If you notice, there's a lot of stuff happening in mainstream. A lot of weird, good stuff getting exposed. But then there's distractions also, like that mass shooting in California. That was by a Chinese guy, too. Interesting, right? A Chinese guy. And it seemed like it was around the time when the mainstream media is coming out with stuff about the thingy, right? About how there might be potential harmful effects now. Remember a year ago we were all conspiracy theorists and banned off YouTube for saying that? And now it's true. That's why I get so upset with these people. They ban you for misinformation, then 6 months later it winds up being true, right? Well, what are they going to do when I finally prove that reptilians are real? What are they? Ken, tell us how you got saved. When was I ever lost, dude? I've been Catholic my whole life. What are you talking about? Well, welcome to the channel. Dude, I'm not trying to insult you, but I don't get into religious discussions on what I do. I disassociate myself with religion. I am looking for facts about these entities, regardless of where it takes me. I'm not trying to be mean, but I just don't get into the political... I don't mix religion into like what I do. It has a basis in what I do. Yeah, they subverted religion, but I've been Catholic my whole life. I don't know what you're talking about, getting saved. I'm baptized. I've been saved. I got a crucifix hanging in front of me. I'm not under demonic attack, don't worry. I know who Richard Bruce is. He's been around just as long as I have. I know all the reptilian researchers. I just don't talk about them. There's no reason to. These are my opinions, my theories on Alpha Draconians. That's all. I'm not going to plagiarize anyone else. I'm not going to talk bad about anyone else. I might have made a reptilian shapeshifter video about another researcher, David Icke, but they're not even getting mentioned in my book. There's no humans being mentioned in my book because they don't need to be. And they're not going to be able to tag me for plagiarizing anyone. You'll be able to read this book 100 years from now and the same things will still apply. They just use different forms of humans to fill their agendas. Same soup, different bowl. A few thousand years ago, these would have been the pharaohs of Egypt or the Babylonian kings and queens, or in modern times, they're your presidents and prime ministers. Or they're running the Vatican. But actually, I think they're hiding. I'm starting to think more and more. Since Lilibet has been gone, she was the big public face of the Illuminati, Queen Elizabeth. And especially since she died, yeah, that's all I need is the royal family coming after me for my book saying I'm talking bad about the Queen. I'll mention royalty in the book, but no one in Pacific. It doesn't matter. I'll just say the kings and queens throughout the ages. The stuff I'm going over applies to now, 1,000 years from now, or 1,000 years previously, so. And that's the kind of book I'm looking to put out. So when they go through it and try to get something to tag me with, so it's not going to happen. That could be your downfall when you're trying to do something like what I'm trying to do. I'm not going to, you know. Yeah, Miss Hamad, she understands. Well, it don't matter. Dude, I don't care if you're Muslim, Jewish, to Buddhist, atheist. Dude, I have Freemason and occultists who come to my live streams. And I know they're occultists and Masons. It's cool. Doesn't, you know, I'm not, hey, do your thing, you know. I don't judge people. Just I won't join a secret society. There's Masons everywhere. They're all around. They own stores in my neighborhood. Yeah, ain't like you're gonna avoid them. No, David Icke's not a reptilian. He's not a reptilian, but he might be in a secret society. Not a reptilian, no. Reptilians are not in the public like that. They're not. Now, why was Yusef Estes, this guy here? Well, he is a religious. He's an Islamic diplomat for the United Nations who goes around in U.S. prison systems and converts people to Islam. I'm not saying Islam is an evil religion, but that's where these entities wind up, in religion and politics, because that's how you socially engineer people. So I'll talk about that more in the book, obviously. There is a David Icke video on my Patreon. I published it on there in October. It's on my. If you're a member of my Patreon, you can go see it. It's a 17-minute video of David Icke shifting, and I do an analysis of it. I won't put it back on YouTube right now because I don't need the attention on my channel. So I hope you understand. I've lost too many YouTube channels to just make a point and re-upload a David Icke video just to get accused of cyberbullying by YouTube again. I'm not going to do it. Now, if I had Trump reptilian videos, they'd probably let me do it all day, wouldn't they? Yeah, they would. Oh, you got Trump reptilian video? Yeah, upload them all day, right? As long as they're Republicans, yeah. That's what those idiots would tell me. As long as they're Republican or MAGA retards, you can upload them all day. You got any MAGA reptilians? No reptilian is going to be MAGA in the first place. Let me tell you that. You think make Atlantis great again? Yeah, MAGA. Anyway, I'm going to be ending the stream. Thanks again to Adrian for the donation. Like I said, everything helps. That was pretty awesome. Same time tomorrow night. I need to run these streams to build this channel up. Try to get my sub count to 200 by tomorrow. I've only had this channel for 4 days, right? Yeah, I ran 3 streams already. The first day I didn't stream. I set it up that day. 4 days. Not too bad. What are we at now? 165 subs. Alright, cool. Yeah, so maybe by the time I make a video in the morning tomorrow, we'll be up to 200, hopefully. These reptilian topics always do good because, quite honestly, they're hard to find on YouTube. So maybe tomorrow we'll talk about liquid crystal polarization and some of those anomalies, because I got some working theories on that too, and it's based off what I know about the occult on how that works. They're on my channel, Blackbeard. Just go to there's not that many videos on my channel right now. Go to content. Not that many. I've only been uploading all these videos on here, except the Han Purple one, which was a re-upload, and Reptilian Yusef Estes, yeah. And How Native Terrans Shapeshift. That was another one. That was a re-upload. The live streams are on my channel. Just 3 of them. I did one Saturday night, one last night, and one tonight. And we're going to go for the record. If I do one tomorrow night, that's going to be a record for me. 4 days in a row live streaming. And then Thursday and Friday. Like I said, Wednesday I'm not going to be able to. No big deal, but I definitely will Thursday and Friday. So, and the weekend. So how does that sound? And of course I'll be making videos during the day. Because I got to build this channel up. And according to people, I don't know how true it is, they recommend you do 3 videos a day at least. So I tried that. We'll see how it works. And I got a lot of people still looking. Oh, we just gained a sub while I was check that out. We're up to 166 subs now. Cool. It's cool when YouTube doesn't sandbag your sub count. That's awesome. Because technically you should gain subs during a live stream, right? Technically, right? And then what I'm going to do on the 1st, I talked about this a lot, but on the 1st I'm going to upgrade my Restream account and multi-stream out to DLive again, Twitch, and Rumble, Facebook, and YouTube all at the same time. 5 platforms. Besides, I got some crypto over at DLive that's just sitting there that I can't cash out, so I have to go back and stream to DLive. Because you can only cash out when you got a certain amount of crypto. And I was like almost there. So yeah, I'll be streaming back to DLive and Twitch again. And to Rumble. So anyway, thanks for everyone who showed up. We got a lot of mods in here, huh? Yeah, shed blood of Jesus Christ. I'm not ignoring anyone. I'm trying to give a lecture here on Han Purple. I'm not ignoring anyone. Coming on, it's not a good time to talk about religion on, I mean, yeah, but if, yeah, I'm Catholic, so yeah. Don't think I'm not. I got a crucifix right in front of me. I'm Irish. I'm Irish Catholic, yeah. That's the best Catholic. Our priests drink beer. Yeah, you ever see an Irish Catholic priest? They get down. They can drink. So anyway, yeah, I'll be here again tomorrow night, dude. We ain't got ban him. I'm being honest with him. It's not a good time to like talk about. You know, someone, he's telling me I'm ignoring Jesus and God, ignoring him on a stream. It's like, dude, like, let me just stop. Okay, yeah. The stream is called, let's chat about how reptilians shapeshift. Not let's discuss Kinninigan's religious beliefs. Although you know what it is. Look, don't get tied down into that kind of stuff with people. I don't. And like you know, I don't mix a lot of religion into my reptilian theories. That's where people get off the track. I'm not saying they're doing it wrong, but a lot of people try to touch the subject and they start preaching too much and mixing the two together. And no, you'll never ever hear me. Do you ever hear me mention the word Nephilim? Rarely, right? There's a reason why. I'm looking for facts about these creatures, so that's all. I'm not going to defend myself. God wrote the Bible. I'm going to write the book about reptilians. Just remember that. And then Jesus is going to come and help me evict the Illuminati. So that's how religion plays into this. Yeah, Jesus is going to come back and help me evict the Illuminati. So anyway, I had fun. I want to keep these streams about an hour long. Yeah, it's an hour, a little over. That's even long, you know, that's good for me too. 3 streams in a row over an hour. Come on. Gotta give me some credit there. You gotta give me. Anyway, I had fun. I'll be making videos during the day tomorrow. I got a few other things to talk about. And yeah, if you want to stop by tomorrow night, probably about the same time, 7 o'clock. Winter time, I like streaming earlier because it gets dark sooner, so it's always good. Anyway, thanks to everyone who showed up to the stream. Any questions or comments, leave them below. If you could support the channel, all the links are in the description. Take care.